Well, welcome everybody to the Monday Night Call. This is Alavea's Monday Night Call. Steve and I do this, and we kind of alternate the weeks in what we do. Tonight, Steve is going to do a deep dive into one of our products called Fuel. It's an incredible product. You're going to love this presentation. Steve, take it away.
Well, thanks, Sam. And as Sam said, we are going to cover the product known as Alovea Fuel. So I'm going to go ahead and pull up my slide deck here. Now, the key benefits of Fuel are increased ATP, adenosine triphosphate. That's our cellular energy, and increased performance. This product is something that will help you perform, whether you're working out in the health club or working out in the garden. It is going to help give you a ability to perform stronger and to perform longer and to get your tasks done. Muscle support and protection, very vital, and I'll get into that as we go deeper here. Electrolyte replenishment, green tea antioxidant support, and just 15 calories with no artificial dyes, flavors, or sweeteners. So, why consume Fuel? Consuming Fuel before and during physical exercise can help the body through several of the major physiological demands exercise places on it simultaneously. Again, doesn't have to be exercise. It can be any physical chore. Energy production, hydration, muscle preservation, endurance, and recovery. Those are all critical things for us to protect every single time. During exercise, the body rapidly consumes ATP, the cellular energy currency required for muscle contraction and performance, while also depleting electrolytes through sweat and increasing physical stress on muscle tissue. Fuel was formulated to address these demands by combining ingredients that support cellular energy production, hydration balance, and exercise recovery in one integrated formula. Ingredients such as Elevate-TP are included to help support natural ATP production at the cellular level, while electrolytes such as sodium, potassium, calcium, and magnesium help maintain proper muscle contraction, nerve signaling, and fluid balance during activity. This combination helps support sustained performance without relying solely on exercise or excessive stimulants or high sugar content. So a lot of people, this is more than a workout drink. I hear people all the time saying, well, I don't really need Fuel because I'm not really exercising. I go for walks, or I do work in the garden, or I'm doing things like that. That was why I started actually telling people, look, it's good whether you're in the health club or out in the garden. Either way, just playing with your kids, your grandkids, having that activity actually works muscles. This is great for supporting muscles. It also helps with dehydration, preventing dehydration. And that is a serious problem. So people say, oh, I don't work out hard enough for something like this. But many of the underlying needs Fuel addresses are universal. Low energy, poor recovery, muscle loss with aging, hydration deficits, fatigue, and physical stress. So there is that dehydration dilemma. And this is thought to be a bigger and bigger problem. There are more research studies being done on why people feel the way they do. You know, they attribute low energy and all these things to diet, poor sleep, etc. But for many people, they're just not getting enough fluid. We should be getting 1 ounce of fluid for every 2 pounds of body weight. That means if somebody weighs about 150 pounds, they should be drinking 75 ounces of water a day. If you weigh 200 pounds, you should be drinking 100 ounces of water a day. Can you have too much fluid? Can you have too much water? Yes, you could get so much that you drown in your own tissues, but that is actually hard to do. You have to push the body to do that. So besides working out, modern lifestyles also contribute to mild dehydration and mineral depletion for many, many more people than we all realize. Factors such as exercise, heat exposure, stress, processed foods, caffeine, alcohol consumption, and travel can all increase fluid and electrolyte loss. Wait a minute. You're telling me that stress can help contribute to dehydration? Yes. When we are under stress, our body restricts itself. Our vessels contract. We start actually needing more fluid to make everything work properly. But we typically don't take in more fluids when we're under stress. As a matter of fact, there are a lot of people that will just drink coffee or they'll take other things in regards to stress, but they don't think about fluid intake. And as a result, many symptoms commonly associated with fatigue may actually be partially related to poor hydration and electrolyte imbalance, including headaches, low energy, brain fog, muscle cramps, and reduced exercise tolerance. Supporting proper hydration and mineral balance is one of the foundational reasons electrolyte support is such an important part of the fuel formula. So electrolytes are essential minerals that carry an electrical charge and play a critical role in maintaining proper body function during physical activity and everyday life. Alivea Fuel contains key electrolytes, including sodium. We actually use several different types of sodium because they all function a little bit differently in the body. Potassium, magnesium. We use dimagnesium malate. Why is that important? Because you hear of these over-the-counter laxatives, milk of magnesia. Magnesium glycinate in high amounts can start to cause a cleansing effect and cleanse you out. We don't want that. Dimagnesium malate you can consume a lot more of, a lot more of, before you would start feeling a laxative type effect. So that's why we use that particular magnesium in here. And calcium, all of which help regulate muscle contraction, nerve signaling, hydration balance, heart rhythm, and cellular energy production. So during exercise or periods of physical stress, the body loses both fluids and minerals through sweat, making electrolyte replenishment important for maintaining performance, endurance, and recovery. We have an amino acid blend in this product. Now, there's a lot of controversy around branched chain amino acids. They say they are not great for building muscle. Guess what? I agree with that. They're not in this product to help you build muscle. It can help you build some muscle, but you really need all the amino acids to be able to do this. But what we did was we took 3 essential amino acids. What does essential mean? Essential means your body does not produce them on its own. You have to take them in from your diet. So Fuel contains 3 essential amino acids: leucine, isoleucine, and valine. These particular branched chain amino acids are especially important because they play a direct role in muscle recovery, muscle protein synthesis, and energy production during exercise. But unlike other amino acids that are processed primarily through the liver, BCAAs are metabolized directly with skeletal muscle tissue. Now, it does get processed in the liver later on, but it doesn't have to go through that hepatic portal, that first pass that other things have to go through in the liver, and it can slow things down. This doesn't happen. This allows them to be rapidly utilized by the body during physical activity, helping support endurance, reduce muscle breakdown, and aid in recovery after intense training sessions. Again, it may not be a weight intense training session. You may be kneeling down for long periods of time, gardening. You may be on the floor playing with your kids or grandkids. You may be trying to keep up with those younger folks. You're able to better do this when you are supporting your body with these branched chain amino acids. Let's look at them individually. So leucine, or L-leucine is more accurate, is often considered the most important of branched chain amino acids because of its central role in supporting muscle protein synthesis and recovery. So during exercise or physical stress, muscle tissue is constantly being broken down and rebuilt. As a matter of fact, when you get deep tissue massages and things like that, you are breaking down scar tissue in the muscle. You're breaking it down and it has to be rebuilt. And leucine helps act as a key signaling amino acid involved in activating pathways associated with muscle repair and rebuilding. And this makes leucine especially important for supporting lean muscle maintenance, exercise recovery, and healthy aging. How many of you want to age healthy? Me. I want healthy aging. In addition to its role in muscle metabolism, leucine may also help support exercise performance and recovery during periods of physical stress, calorie restriction, or intense activity when the body's demand for amino acids increases. Now, people say to me, if I'm trying to lose weight and I'm working, I don't recommend people going calorie restrictive to where you're going below the minimum amount of calories in a day. But if you are in a weight loss program or you're working on a weight loss program, this is a great product to work through that issue. Because of calorie restriction, you often will lose performance. You'll lose muscle performance and you'll feel sluggish. The leucine is going to help you through that. Now let's talk about valine. Valine is important for supporting muscle metabolism, tissue repair, and recovery during periods of physical stress. During prolonged exercise, the body's amino acid demands increase, and valine serves as one of the primary amino acids utilized by skeletal muscle tissue. Research has also explored valine's role in helping support endurance and reducing perceptions of exercise-related fatigue. What do you mean, perceptions of exercise-related fatigue? Fatigue is not necessarily something that can be marked. It's not something that they can actually test for. Energy and fatigue are typically things that we perceive, and this is what they're talking about as far as exercise-related fatigue and the perception of it. The fatigue is real, but how much fatigue you're experiencing is something that you perceive, particularly during extended activity. Because physical activity places continual stress on muscle tissue, maintaining an adequate supply of valine may help support recovery, muscle preservation, and overall exercise performance. Together with leucine and isoleucine, valine contributes to the synergistic effects of the branched chain amino acids in supporting muscle health and physical resilience. Isoleucine stands out in the fuel because of its unique role in supporting energy production and muscular endurance during physical activity. While leucine is primarily known for stimulating muscle protein synthesis, and valine is recognized for supporting recovery and reducing fatigue, isoleucine plays a more direct role in helping the body utilize glucose for energy. It assists with glucose uptake into muscle cells, allowing working muscles to access fuel more efficiently during exercise. How about that? The product's called Fuel, and this particular amino acid helps with fueling the muscle. This makes isoleucine especially valuable for sustaining performance, supporting stamina, and helping maintain stable energy levels throughout demanding workouts or prolonged physical activity, or even the workday. Betaine. Now, this is the key. This is kind of the catalyst to make all of these amino acids work. This complements the amino acid profile. It's an important component in the fuel because it helps support the body's ability to perform under physical stress by enhancing power output, muscular endurance, and recovery. It helps draw water into muscle cells. It's osmotic. It actually helps hydrate, supporting cellular hydration, protein synthesis, and protection against metabolic stress during intense activity. Betaine can also help regulate acid buildup and protect important muscle cell enzymes during periods of dehydration and physical exertion. In addition, betaine supports methylation and natural creatine production within the body, both of which play important roles in muscle formation and exercise performance. What do I mean by methylation? There are these methyl groups that attach to proteins and the other components in the body. They are necessary for conversion and utilization of these different components. By helping the methylation of natural creatine within the body, and creatine can be taken as a supplement, it is very effective in that. But when we make our own, that is great too. And by having this methylation and being able to create the creatine, it's going to help us perform that much better. By complementing the amino acid blend, betaine helps create a more complete performance support system that supports workout intensity, recovery, muscle maintenance, and overall physical performance. Now, one of our favorite ingredients, and we use it in a couple different products, is our Elevate-TP, elevating ATP. Elevate-TP increases adenosine triphosphate. Adenosine triphosphate is the energy currency in our cells. We can create that in the mitochondria by burning fat, burning sugar, or burning this particular combination. It's a patent ingredient derived from ancient peat extract and apple polyphenols, specifically in apple pectin, and it's designed to support the body's natural production of ATP. That is the primary energy molecule used by every cell in the body. And human studies suggest that Elevate-TP may help increase whole blood intramuscular ATP levels, support exercise performance, improve strength output, and enhance recovery from training. And that's important because ATP is the direct energy source for muscle contraction, physical performance, cellular repair, and countless metabolic processes. When we burn ATP in the mitochondria is that little furnace in our cells. And just like we would burn oil or wood or coal in a furnace, it creates energy, but at the same time, it promotes reactive oxygen species, lactic acid, that is like a soot or smog of the furnace. Well, when we burn Elevate-TP, it burns clean. It increases ATP production in the body without increasing any reactive oxygen species. So it's like a solar or wind energy that is really good for our cells. And rather than simply overstimulating the nervous system like many energy products, Elevate-TP works at the cellular level to help support the body's natural energy production systems, allowing the body to perform work more efficiently. ATP has an overall importance in the body. Without it, we do not have energy. Our cells need energy. Any energy level needs to start at the cellular level. It's not only essential for athletes, but for everyday life. Every movement, thought, heartbeat, and recovery process depends on a constant supply of adenosine triphosphate. The heart itself is one of the most energy demanding organs in the body, using massive amounts of ATP to power each heartbeat, maintain electrolyte balance, and support optimal mitochondrial function. In fact, the heart turns over its entire ATP supply approximately every 10 seconds. Just in the time it took me to read that, it happened twice. Because the body is consistently consuming and regenerating ATP, even small improvements in ATP availability or efficiency may be beneficial for physical stamina, mental focus, daily productivity, recovery from stress, and healthy aging. Many people today are not simply sleep deprived, they are also metabolically exhausted, making cellular energy support increasingly important for both performance and overall wellness. When our metabolic systems get out of whack, we start also having problems with hormones, with blood sugar regulation. When the liver is not functioning properly because of it being clogged up, because of metabolic syndromes that come up, We need to make sure we are supporting the body at the cellular level and making sure ATP production is going strong. Green tea extract caffeine. Now, this is something that is interesting because caffeine in hydration products can raise concern due to its mild diuretic effect. But the context is key. Research shows habitual caffeine users develop tolerance, and in moderate amounts, caffeine does not typically cause net dehydration in healthy individuals, especially when consumed in fluid paired with electrolytes and used during activity. Fuel contains about 82 milligrams of caffeine, and that's a natural caffeine that comes from green tea, along with electrolytes and water supportive minerals, making it different from highly concentrated stimulants, high doses, or sugary energy drinks. Hydration depends on total fluid intake, electrolyte balance, sweat loss, activity level, and mineral intake. A moderate caffeine beverage with electrolytes can still support hydration. And the caffeine in fuel comes from that green tea, which is associated with smoother stimulation, less jitteriness, and natural occurring antioxidants. And the goal is support for mental alertness, exercise performance, and reduced fatigue. So there is that balance. If we had put 200 or even with green tea, 250 milligrams of caffeine, I would start worrying about some of the electrolyte being canceled out by the green tea. But because there's only 82 milligrams in here, that is a very safe level that I am not concerned at all with it reducing the electrolytes that we've put in here. And again, when properly formulated with electrolytes and sufficient fluids, green tea caffeine actually complements hydration support rather than interfering with it. Then, of course, we have our cornerstone, Aloe AE, our proprietary aloe vera interleaf gel extract standardized to gain high levels of immune optimizing ACE mannan. I'm not going to keep going on the slide because I want to actually address the aquaporins that are in here. This newer science that was awarded a Nobel Prize on these pores in our cells. Just like our skin has pores, our cells have pores. These are little channels known as aquaporins, and this allows for water to get in and out of the cell. Very important for hydration. It is regulated. These aquaporins are all regulated by our immune system. So by supporting our immune system with Aloe Vera AE, supporting our body during workouts, supporting our immune system during workouts, very important. There is a lot of energy turnover, a lot of things happening all at once, and having this Aloe Vera AE allows the body to work that much better. It gives the body those glyconutrients to allow the cells to communicate better. When the cells communicate better, the body just works that much more efficiently in promoting hydration, promoting energy. All of these things require cellular communication, and the Aloe Vera AE can help on all of those levels. It's a very important product. So Fuel is designed to help the body perform better, recover better, and sustain energy more efficiently by supporting cellular energy production, hydration, recovery, and lean muscle maintenance. So the question comes up, what about Fuel versus Edge? I think they're going to be consumed in tandem. I really do, because they are very different in what they do. Edge is for real hard workouts. It is not an everyday drink. Fuel is an everyday drink. It is a very underrated drink. And so some people say, well, it's got that lemon lime taste. I don't really care for that. Mix it. Mix it with Focus. Mix it with Fix. Fixel has been used for years. People have talked about that. Whatever you want to do, get it into your body. It's important. I'm okay if you put a shot of strawberry syrup in there, whatever you've got to do, but we should all be consuming Fuel on a daily basis. It does so many versatile things. It is not just a workout drink. We say that it is a pre and intra workout beverage, but it's great for supporting overall muscle health. As we age, as we diet, all of these things reduce muscle mass, and we need to protect what we have. Again, we don't have all the amino acids in there. It's not meant to build muscle. We don't have protein in there. By the way, you can mix Fuel with Vanilla Prime Shake. Then you've got some protein in there. You've got the amino acids if you're building muscle, but you've also got the muscle protecting aspects of Fuel. That is why it is so important at every age. From the time we get into our 20s on, we start losing that muscle mass. By the time we get in our 40s, we're really losing it at a more rapid pace. And it just gets worse from there. Fuel is a great way to preserve those muscles. So that is my deep dive for this month on Fuel. I'm glad that you all tuned in. Next month, it will be on Edge because we will be releasing Edge, or our expected release date is June 19th. So thank you all for tuning in. And I will check on my buddy Sam and make sure that he's doing all right. God bless you all. We'll talk to you again real soon.